All right, guys, back at you again. And like I mentioned in the previous video, we are going to get really in depth about screw locks. And I'm about to wreck some of your minds. I already know I am. You're already going to get your feathers ruffled, and some people are like screw lock fanatics. I am a screw lock fanatic. Don't get me wrong. I am. I love a screw lock, but only for certain things, okay? So, in your comments below, if I ruffle your feathers, just keep your nasty comments to yourself. Come on, guys. I'm just trying to help you out in the fishing world on things that you might not be thinking about. So, screw locks. Let's talk about it a little bit. Screw locks is basically a screw that you take a piece of plastic and simply start screwing it on, and it's kind of a no-brainer. But there is actually a fault to it. Now, I'm going to talk about shaky heads. Shaky heads that have screw locks, okay? Man, I'm taking a deep breath because I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers. So, screw locks are absolutely genius. Genius. I love them. So if you're skipping boat docks or you're casting around a lot of cover, you set the hook, miss it, your worm's still there. But guys, as good as this system is, it is your worst enemy, okay? You actually want things that, like, there's some screws that come in like this, but a typical shaky head is going to look like this with a screw lock, right? So what people do is you simply start to screw, right? You screw it up. Some people like to pull out that very first part of the tit, but all right, so now you screw it up. You simply straighten it up, and you put it in like that, all right? So, here's the problem, guys. This is such a great system that I can't pull it down. So watch how far I stretch this. Stretch, 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 stretch. It still hasn't come down. The gap that you have between the screw lock and this is very, very small. So we're only talking like the size of my fingernail, the width of my fingernail. That's if he bites it up here, he can't collapse this. If he bites it from the back, he can't collapse. So when he comes down to crunch on this, look, it's a weed guard. Guys, the screw lock creates a weed guard to here. Look, the hook can't even come through, guys. Look, that's ridiculous. Now, you're going to say, David, I catch them on it anyways. David, I don't have no problem with it. Well, I can tell you this, if you get real with yourself and think about how many fish you miss on this or whatever, you're gonna realize how many fish are getting off, how many fish you lose. So again, guys, look, my fingernail that's the only width you have is between here and there. Now, this is really cool. This is really cool. So for all you screw lock people that have your screw lock shaky heads, right? Here's how you can trump this. You're going to simply take your screw, right? Look how far it is. You're simply going to take your screw and you're going to cut it down to, now you got it down to 1 turn, right? 1 turn. Now the function of this is still good. The function is still good. So I could take this, let me see, I got to start with a fresh piece here. So I could take this screw, right? I could take the screw, start my turn. Now that's only a turn and a half, right? So now I've created a bigger gap in between here, and it's gonna collapse, which is a good thing, guys. Listen to me. It's a good thing that it collapses because it's gonna help. Now watch. If I want to pull this down, I can pull it apart. It's gonna come, it's gonna collapse. It's not that good. So really, guys, just cut it down to maybe a half a turn. That's almost a turn and a half, but each one of them are different. So we could go maybe 3/4 of a turn, put it in there, screw it. Now watch. Now if he bites this, watch. See this? Did you see it rip? You see it rip? And look, guys, look where the hook has already started coming through. Now I want to talk to you a little bit more about other things. So again, I want you guys to take that. Now we got screw lock systems on a lot of things. We got them on ball jig heads, which is what I love for like a little small Kytex screw lock. I love a screw lock. It is awesome. So we got your swim bait hooks, and you got your screw lock on your swim bait hooks. So basically you're gonna come in and you're gonna screw it in, right? That's what they're designed for. Guys, I love a screw lock, but there's certain things I hate a screw lock on. Okay? All right, now that you've screwed it in, we're simply gonna come through the center of the back. Now you have your swim bait, right? Okay? Now, again, that screw is about 1/4 of a way down the head right here, and there's only a certain amount of gap. Now, if you skin hook like people do, now you have created a really tough weed guard in between there. So the chances of this swinging, look, even if it swings down, you have a stopper. So it's like swing, instead of the plastic coming and folding, now you only have a gap from here to here. Like that's half the size of my pinky nail because of the stopper on the back of this arm. Weights need to be more towards the front. So when you collapse, boom, look what happened. It's only there's only so much room that he can be caught on. So now you got the screw lock, you have a small gap. This is why you're going to miss a lot of fish on these type systems. Now again, guys, it keeps your plastics up there phenomenal. But again, guys, instead of using every spring, okay, on these type baits, just simply come in, make it a turn and a half. Let it fall down some, guys. Let it fall down some. Now, when we get into ball head jigs, I'm a big fan, huge fan. I wish the screw lock could actually go down all the way down the shank. I really do. And we could save a lot of our, Kytex or swim baits or paddle tails, boot tails, whatever it may be. So guys, here's a jig head that I have invented, okay? Now, as you can see, it's stand up, 100% stand up. Actually, this in current will hold a swim bait up. You can go to perfectionlures.com and watch this. So I got a screw lock, right? I got a screw lock, and I got the L-lock keeper system. So once you screw it up, you take this L-lock and you lock it in like that. She is not coming off. So let me show you right here real quick. So again, this is made by Perfection Lures. This is a swim bait jig head. If you're a hollow belly fanatic, these will save your $2 hollow bellies, and you can catch them on it all day long on this. So again, we're gonna come in. This is how you would use the jig head I created. So we're gonna come in and we're simply going to screw it up. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna screw it up. Now we're gonna take, this is called the L-lock keeper system. We're simply just gonna flex it out, push it in, cramp it in, and guys, that thing is not coming down. You can set the hook. You can set the hook 1,000,000 times on a fish and she's going nowhere. Hollow bellies, whatever you want to put on it. It's got the screw lock, the L lock, and it's made to stand up. Okay, guys? So, again, refreshing. Screw locks are good. Don't argue with me about you catch them on it always. You don't miss any. People have asked, why haven't I put this on my shaky head, which is right here. So this is a shaky head that I've created. And this is the keeper system that I have built. So you see this keeper system right here? It's good. Is it the best? This is the best system for holding up your plastic. But one more time, guys, this is your worst enemy on a shaky head. The worst enemy. It is beautiful in its functionality, but again, it doesn't allow for you to catch fish. So look at the gap, guys. Here's a proven point. You got a fingernail width to catch the fish, or a thumb and a finger. See the width? Look at this. From this point to this point, look at that. Look at all that width. From this point to this point, I can barely get my fingernail in it, okay? So, this is good enough for me. Is it the best? No, because I don't want the best. I want my worm to be able to collapse down and get that hook in them, okay? I want it to fall some. It might fall down on you some, but not like this, but it might fall down on you some. But guys, understand my thought. This is better for putting money in your wallet, putting more fish in the boat than this. Awesome. Awesome functionality. Stupid for catching fish. Okay functionality, but you're going to catch more fish. You guys, you weigh it. You put your life on the line. This is what I'm going to go with every time. So, guys, I hope this clarifies some things to you about the springs, the lock system that we've used. I can't stress enough how much I love it and I hate it. And I can't argue with everybody in the world, but this video is a way to kind of open your eyes to the spring lock system, okay? So, comment, or whatever. Subscribe, guys. I appreciate you guys subscribing. We're almost at like the 1,000 subscribe button likes, or whatever it's called. I appreciate you guys' support, and I'm out.